News 25 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, the future of the animal shelter is discussed by the Board of County Commissioners, and 2 board members are elected to serve VEA. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Nye County renews the contract with Desert Haven. It's Wednesday, March 20th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Desert Haven Animal Society's agreement with Nye County to manage shelter operations were examined once again by officials following an extensive inspection and report by an animal expert. Desert Haven Animal Society's contract with Nye County was once again up for renewal. The county commissioners had on their agenda an item for discussion and deliberation to consider terminating or continuing the lease with the management company for the Nye County Animal Shelter located on Seary Lane. Commissioners reviewed an animal shelter investigation report prepared by James W. Crosby. In November of 2018, the county manager sent a letter to Desert Haven noticing them of being in default of the lease with intent to terminate due to failing to maintain a safe shelter and also failing to provide financial reports and intake and outcome reports for the animals pursuant to the lease agreement and memorandum of understanding. James W. Crosby is a certified behavior consultant, a recognized expert in canine behavior, dog bites and attacks, and shelter management and operations. He is a retired police lieutenant from Jacksonville, Florida, and a former animal control division manager in Bay County, Florida. In the 82-page report, there were 21 action items outlined by Crosby. Among some of them was proper training of staff to reestablish the clinic at the shelter and encourage cooperative work with local veterinarians to provide lower-cost service to shelter animals. Crosby also suggested that staffing levels be increased incrementally. He also wanted the hours and days of operations to be accurately posted, including online. He encourages staff to do more efficient adoption and outreach, as well as current social media posts. Recommended was the dog housing to be improved.
Mr. Crosby, when you're talking about here, it says, during my time at Desert Haven, there were 4 collapsible crates of small dogs housed in the main building office areas. These dogs were either short-term residents being transferred out or office dogs that were being socialized in the office area in an effort to acclimate them to personal contact and staff volunteers to improve their chances of adoption, a common practice in shelters. No large dogs were housed in collapsible crates. Housing of the dogs in collapsible crates, other than purposeful or extremely temporary housing for specific purposes, should be avoided in a shelter environment, especially in the case of medium to large dogs. Dogs should not be placed in crates stacked upon one another, even if there are physical barriers between cages and bottom pans, as waste can easily carry to the lower crate. Then you continue on and say, no one at the DHAS is qualified to assess the behavior of dogs. No regular documented assessment using SAFER or other tools is undertaken at intake or during the dog's stay.
Also, there's no current foster care program at Desert Haven. Foster homes for dogs and cats can considerably reduce the shelter population, he says, and are critical for successfully adapting when unforeseen emergency situations such as hoarding cases arise. Crosby also notes that the staff is largely composed of persons with drug court offenses. He notes some drug enforcement agency regulations and better control and oversight, including proper disposal of currently non-licensed controlled substances.
This time I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 I am voting. I need to say this because there's 3 months left on the lease and everyone's going to come back and we'll have other people also vying for the lease. So based on that, I'll vote aye to keep these people going for at least another 3 months.
And the McCalla Rodeo Arena in Pahrump will be closed until after April 5th, following the Nevada State veterinarian placing quarantine on horses possibly exposed to a virus. 3 horses have now tested positive for EHV1. Horses that competed at the Nevada State High School Rodeo February 22nd through the 24th here in Pahrump have been placed under quarantine by Nevada State veterinarian Dr. J.J. Gokachia. This measure was taken after one positive for equine herpes virus type 1 with neurologic signs was reported. Equine herpes virus 1 can cause neurologic disease, respiratory disease, and abortions in pregnant mares. The average incubation can take up to 14 days to present signs. Dr. Gokachia is asking horse owners to monitor their animals closely and seek veterinary care for any horse with a fever, cough, and runny nose. News 25 will return after this break.
KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, the county is looking into moving the animal shelter to a location near the Pahrump Valley Speedway, just off Panorama and Basin Avenue, which is in close proximity to where it currently stands. The new proposed location was formerly the Pet Store Animal House. The Board of County Commissioners had an item on their agenda for discussion and deliberation to direct the county manager, Tim Sutton, to sign a letter of intent to purchase a property described as 1850 East Larkspur Avenue here in Pahrump. The property, which features an 11,000 square foot storage warehouse, sits on 5.53 acres in a light industrial zone. The commissioners hope to use this warehouse to relocate the Nye County Animal Shelter currently on Seary Lane.
What we want to absolutely target it for is the animal shelter. And Mr. Letlow is willing to take barter, my favorite thing in the world, other properties that we have within the county that we have no use for, that he can make use of. So he wants to be able to look at the tax properties that are coming up, and he has a overview of the current properties that are owned by the county. Now, that may not be enough to satisfy his desire. He's also willing to take, owner will carry his portion of this purchase, and this would enable us to launch a large animal care facility, or animal control facility for Nye County.
The question for Sherry is, did the address change, and how come we're, I don't know, do you know?
Honestly, I don't know. I know that Byron gave the information to Tim prior to this meeting, letting him know that that was the incorrect address that was on the agenda.
Sorry.
Darn it.
I know.
What are you talking? I don't.
It's got the wrong address on. We have to bring it back, come back at the next meeting.
Oh, Byron,
That's
don't mess
good.
with my agenda.
That's what I was going to bring up.
I know you're all for it, but.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just a quick clarification. I know the address is wrong, but is the APN also incorrect, or is that accurate?
The APN's correct.
Okay.
The APN is correct.
Just to throw it out there since we're looking at it.
All righty, here we go. We'll just end discussion here then and request.
Well, I'm glad at least I brought up that the address had changed.
Ask staff to bring it back with the correct address.
Could we have what the letter will look like and read?
Yeah.
Is that
Maybe some backup about the description of the property.
Some backup would be nice.
Yeah.
And everything we just discussed here that we weren't supposed to discuss, let's put that in the backup.
I didn't say nothing.
Dave, we're not going to discuss this anymore. We're bringing it back.
And police executed a warrant at Sierra Gold Hemp on Calvada Boulevard yesterday. We have an update on a search warrant that was executed yesterday afternoon at 1306 Calvada Boulevard. News 25 has been contacted by the CEO of Sierra Gold, who says that they are in the hemp industry. The commercial building is allegedly being rented by this company. It's unclear at this time what the Nye County Sheriff's Office were looking for when they conducted the search of the facility. Sierra Gold representatives tell News 25 that no one was arrested at the time of the search. The Nye County Sheriff's Office has not responded to a request for information by News Time today. 2 individuals in the country illegally were arrested by police passing through the town in a tractor trailer. 2 individuals have been arrested for allegedly transporting drugs and guns. According to the declaration of arrest from Nevada Highway Patrol, Ismael Valverde Buenuelos and Daniel Ramos Rosales were arrested on March 2nd on Highway 372. The report says that troopers with NHP made contact with the driver and passenger inside a semi-tractor truck that was partially blocking travel lanes on Highway 372. Troopers advised that there was a language barrier between the occupants and deputies on scene. They said that the driver advised that they were inside a market getting ice and that they parked in the travel lane to go into the store. At that time, law enforcement officers said that they asked for a driver's license and a logbook for the diesel. The driver allegedly told police that they were making trips from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, and they were traveling back to Los Angeles. A bilingual officer arrived on scene and was able to question the suspects further. When asking specific questions regarding drugs, they say that the 2 individuals appeared to get nervous. A canine deputy with the Nye County Sheriff's Office was then dispatched to the scene. Inside the cab of the vehicle, police say that they found a black handgun, drugs that appeared to be methamphetamine, a black book with several names listed and amounts and dollar amounts, which police say was a logbook for drug purchasing and owing. Inside the sleeper berth, officers say that they found a teddy bear with a hard object inside, which had 2 full magazines which matched the firearm that was located. Also underneath the sleeper's lower bed was a white, watery, slimy-like substance, which they say appeared to be liquid meth or meth oil, also known as shake and bake. The suspects said that the substance was not in fact methamphetamine, but that it was gasoline to clean the rims on the diesel. The truck and trailer was removed from the scene by a local towing company for further inspection. Daniel Ramos Rosales has been arrested for owning or possessing a gun by an illegal alien, various drug-related crimes, driving without a license, and false statements to officers. Ismael Valverde Buenuelos has been arrested for owning or possessing a gun by an illegal alien and various drug-related crimes. We'll return right after this break.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
Well, the Valley Electric Association Board of Directors will have a new member following the election of Kathleen Keyes in District 4, which is Fish Lake Valley. In Amargosa Valley District 2, incumbent Dave Hall will serve a second term after winning re-election overwhelmingly over Gerald Nepola Tuesday night. The margin was 3-1. Though the results in Fish Lake Valley won't be official until the votes are counted on Thursday, Kathleen is running unopposed and looks to replace John Mayer, who served 4 terms on the board. John did not seek re-election in 2019. Each year, board elections are conducted in 2 of VEA's 6 districts. In 2020, elections will be conducted in District 5, which is Sandy Valley, and District 6, which is North Pahrump. The National Park Service Serious Accident Investigation Team has completed its examination into the accidental death of National Park Service volunteer Tom Jaskowski in March of 2018. Jaskowski, a longtime Death Valley National Park volunteer, died while completing a routine fitness swim test to recertify as a National Park Service diver. The Riverside County coroner determined Jaskowski's fatality was natural and the cause was cardiovascular disease. Investigators say that as Jaskowski was nearing the end of the routine test, the dive officer noticed that he appeared to be having difficulty swimming. The dive officer told Jaskowski that he could end the test. When Jaskowski kept swimming, the dive officer entered the water and swam alongside him. With only 10 feet remaining to complete the 2,700-foot swim, Jaskowski stopped swimming and went limp. The National Park Service dive officer removed the victim from the pool, found that he had no pulse, and started cardiopulmonary resuscitation. The 72-year-old passed away 6 days later on March 24th after being removed from life support in Eisenhower Medical Center in Rancho Mirage, California. Jaskowski had been a key member of the Devil's Hole dive team since 1992. He regularly scuba dived in Devil's Hole to monitor the endangered Devil's Hole pupfish.
News 46 Weather Cam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Crazy weather day. Let's take a look outside and see what we got. We're going to find out more and find out about that little bit of moisture on our lens there right after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donahue with today's temperatures. In Las Vegas, a high of 69 and a low of 51. Death Valley at 71.55. 59.45 in Amargosa. 56.43 in Beatty. Goldfield 46.33. Tonopah 44.33. Carson City at 51.34. Fallon 58.38 and Fernley at 54.37. Today in Pahrump, 60% chance of rain. That's pretty obvious if you look outside. A high of 60 degrees, 7-mile-per-hour winds out of the south, humidity at 42%, and our sunrise at 6:47 a.m. Currently tonight, it's 60 degrees outside, and our 60% has dropped down to a 40%. Our low will be 45 degrees with winds out of the south still at 7 miles per hour. Humidity at 42% and sunset at 6:55 p.m. Looking ahead to our 7-day, nothing but clouds. Except for Sunday, the sun will be back. It's kind of funny how that works out. Temperature-wise, we're going to start getting back up into those 70s very briefly. On Thursday, we're going to have a high of 57. Friday through Sunday, our highs are going to be up in about those mid-60s, just between 65 and 68. Monday and Tuesday at 74 and 75, and then on Wednesday we're going to slip down just a little bit to 68 degrees. For overnights, showing quite a similar pattern. Thursday through Sunday we're going to be in those mid-40s, just between 42 and 48 degrees. Monday and Tuesday at 51 and 52 degrees, and then on Wednesday we're going to slip back down to 46 degrees. Now, if you can't be home to watch the news on your TV, make sure to check us out on Facebook, where you can catch the news live every night at 5, even when you're on the go running around town. So now we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
Thanks, Michael. Well, education reporter Kim Martinez tells us about Opportunity Academy for special need children.
This isn't your typical coffee shop. It's run by students at Opportunities Academy in New Orleans. They make the coffee and process the sales.
Thank you so much.
They're 18 to 22 years old. And for most, they've already earned their high school diploma. Half of our students have externships, different job locations, ranging from Hyatt hotels to local restaurants. Some students experience adult education classes and concurrent enrollment classes at the local community college.
Jewel Dolphin's days at Opportunities Academy are busy researching and designing logos for the school's posters, banners, and apparel. He says the school feels more like a second family.
I mean, I just love coming here every day and doing what I love to do and just helping out when I need to.
There is time set aside for fun.
Breathe in, raise our hand up above our head, and breathe out.
And relaxation with daily yoga classes.
Opportunities Academy is not only helping its students redefine college and career readiness, it's helping them build lives of independence.
The ultimate goal is to either live completely independently on one's own, or within the household, if that's not a realistic goal for a student, live more independently within the household with support.
I try to stay as independent as possible. So it's very important to me.
I'm Monica Pierre for Ed Newsfeed.
Thanks so much. Well, we want to remind everybody once again to rescan your TV. We are on channel 25 and we've increased our power. So if you have any questions about that, give us a call. 775-727-9400 extension 201. That's 775-727-9400 extension 201. And we'll help you get hooked up and make sure that everything is running right for you. And that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from all of us here at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.